Hello, my name is James Delatch, and this is episode 5 of The Little Vlog That Could. Um, Here's the shirt that I'm wearing today, which reads, Always be awesome. I like Charlie Brown and the Peanuts Gang, and I have a couple of Peanut shirts. So, yeah, I just felt like putting one on today. Okay, so, let me start off by something that I seem to talk about every time I do a vlog. What happened on Big Brother recently? Since my last vlog, Big Brother had their second eviction. This time it was Amira who was evicted by a 7-4 vote. And then the head of household competition happened, and I've been watching Big Brother ever since it first aired 22 years ago. And most weeks after an eviction, they'll have the head of household competition. And most weeks, depending on length of time and whether it's an endurance competition or whatever, for the most part, it forces me, being a non Big Brother spoiler, to wait 2 or 3 days to watch the next episode and find out who wins head of household. So far, they've had 3 eviction episodes, and well, technically, 2 evictions were actually held, the other one was canceled. And after each eviction, the head of household was not finalized. Well, technically, the second one was, but that was because January 6th stuff forced the eviction episode to be folded into a 2-hour special. But anyway, it forces me to wait until Sunday night to find out who wins head of household. And I hate to think that it's probably going to be this way all season, which I hate that. I wish they would play at least one head of household quickie, unless that quickie was part of some double eviction or something. But, like, I hate having to wait 3 long days to find out who wins head of household. Seriously, Big Brother. So, the head of household competition. Like 2 weeks before, it was a preliminary competition based on a upcoming movie called The Invitation, in which letters fell out, and you had to find eight eight house guests needed to find a red envelope and be the quickest ones to get back to their podium. And the 8 who make it advance to the final round. Now, the last such preliminary that led to a final head of household competition wound up leading up to a stupid, in my opinion, pie eating final. Thankfully, even though it was not an endurance competition, at least there was some better skill involved than just stuffing your face in a pie. In the head of household competition involved like you had to slide uh, jugs of beer the farthest without falling, and the house guest that slid the most beers in a certain amount of time wound up winning head of household. And that head of household winner turned out to be Monty. So, anyhow, but going back to like forcing me to wait 3 days to find out who wins head of household. My parents stopped watching Big Brother last year because of the whole Cookout Alliance. Did the Cookout really rub fans the wrong way that they're so desperate for ratings for their Sunday night shows that they need to resort to this just to force us to make sure we don't watch the competition on other networks? I mean, it's one thing when there's football games going on. I can see that. The NFL is king. Even the even preseason games. People care about those. Not as much as regular season, but there are a group of people that care about you know, football regardless. So, I can get that. But this is beyond ridiculous. And stay tuned next week for my latest Big Brother rant. It's going to be this way all season, folks. Trust me. Since my last vlog, we had CIT Day at Vincent House Hernando, which was a kind of a first because it was the first time since in at least 2 years before COVID shut down and before Vincent House Pasco was built that we had actual CIT officers. And not just CIT officers, but CIT officers from Hernando County. We've had CIT days in past, but they were usually Pasco County officers. And, you know, when Vincent House Pasco opened up 2 years ago, the CIT officers went to Pasco instead of Hernando. So finally, Hernando gets its own CIT day with Hernando officers. And I did pretty well. I got to present my story to them, and I took people on a tour, and I think I did a good job. I mean, I've been a clubhouse member for 5 years. I've been through a lot. I've been through ups, I've been through downs. I've seen people come and go. But as of right now, I'm forever loyal to Clubhouse, especially Vincent House. So, thank you. Oh, and speaking of Vincent House, today, one of our members had a birthday today. Happy birthday, Sam. We got to celebrate her birthday. So, yay. It was fun. We had cake. And then, finally, on a little like somber note, it was a sad day here in Tampa Bay the last 2 days. Brett Phillips, a fan favorite with the Tampa Bay Rays, who coined the phrase, "Baseball is fun," a phrase that my mom loves so much, was designated for assignment yesterday, which means the Rays don't want him around anymore. He was hitting, at the time, an average of, I think, 184 or something like that. It was not that great of a batting average. You can be like one of the most fun guys out there, and he was fun. But when you're hitting that low in the major leagues, you're not going to stay on a team for long, no matter how popular you are. And to his credit, Brett Phillips posted a video on social media thanking Rays fans, which it was very nice of him to do. He really loved the area. He grew up in the Tampa Bay area. It was sad to see him leave, but we all have to move on. And just an hour or so before I started this vlog, I read that the Rays dealt Brett Phillips to the Baltimore Orioles for cash considerations. So basically, they traded him away for nothing. And the Orioles, who play not only in the same league as the Rays, the American League, but also in the same division, the American League East. And they play each other 6 times a year. Well, actually next year, because they're changing up the regular season schedule, so all 30 teams will play every other team at least once. So, like, the Rays will play all 29 other teams at least once during the season. Anyhow, the Orioles have one more series with the Rays left. And that's not this weekend, but the following weekend, August 12th through 14th. So, for Rays fans going to that Orioles series, it'll probably be emotional to see Brett Phillips out there wearing another team's uniform. You know, he didn't want to leave. But sometimes it has to come to that. Anyway, I hope Phillips does well. And I will say this. In his brief time with the Rays, I will remember him for one moment that happened a couple of months ago, when this little girl was battling cancer. She threw out the first pitch before a game. Then, while she was interviewed by Rays reporter Trisha Whitaker during the game, Brett Phillips was at the plate and he hit a home run. And that caused a great moment for little Chloe to see her favorite player hit a home run while she was being interviewed during the game. And that made for a nice little moment that got national attention, and it was really sweet to watch. I actually watched this live when it aired, so it was kind of cool now to think. I don't watch a lot of Rays games, but it was interesting that one time I did, I saw that. And thank you, Brett Phillips, for all the work you've done in Tampa Bay. It wasn't enough to keep you on the team, but we'll never forget you. And that's it for now. I'll be back again around the same time next week with episode 6. So, anyhow, I still haven't gotten any interview requests. So if anybody wants to talk about mental health or other stuff, please contact me at jdlatchjr2005@gmail.com. I really would appreciate it if somebody did. Thank you very much. And I'll see you guys next week.